Okay. All right, so Mr. Starling, is there anyone else on the call who needs, okay, so Mr. Starling, you have 2 devices and you need to mute at least one of them, or we're gonna have feedback. Perfect, thank you. So this is the traffic calendar for those individuals who may have paid already and wish to have a review of their traffic case. Mr. Starling, Edward Starling is on the call. It is my understanding that Miss Hunter has sent me some information about Mr. Starling. Just one moment. Ms. Hunter, I'm not seeing it. Did you send it to my email?
No, Your Honor, it's in the chat. I just told you what charges
Oh, okay.
were.
No problem. All right, thank you. Well, I gotta figure out how to get back to you. There we are. Okay, so let me check. Okay, so Mr. Starling, I see that the offense that you're before the court on is a following to close that had an accident. So, sir, does this involve a commercial driver's license?
No, ma'am, personal.
Okay, so you have the option of entering a plea of not guilty. A not guilty plea would allow you to have a trial of this case, either before a judge, which is called a bench trial, or a jury, which is a jury trial. However, because of COVID-19 and the emergency, we are not sure when we're going to begin bench trials again. And so there may be a significant delay with respect to jury trials, but bench trials we can do pretty quickly. But it will give you sufficient time if you sign up not guilty to prepare for trial and to determine anything that may affect your license to drive, either through a conviction or a plea of guilty or no contest. Now, we'll be able to check possibly to see if that you're eligible to enter a plea of no contest, which could assist you with the Department of Driver Services. Some offenses, particularly moving violations, have points that will accrue on your license. Also, some offenses could result in a suspension of your driver's license for 120 days. And so because of that, in some cases, you're able to use a no contest or NOLO plea to avoid either the points or a suspension of your license. But you can only use that NOLO plea once every 5 years. Now, if you have a trial, you will have the state will have the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You do not have to do anything or present any testimony or evidence, but you may, if you choose to, present evidence and testimony on your behalf. You can also challenge any arguments made by the state. And if you were convicted at trial, you would have the opportunity, if you thought the conviction was incorrect, to appeal that conviction. If you enter a plea of guilty, it means that you feel that you are guilty of the offense, and you mostly agree with the factual basis presented by the court. You may not agree with every particular word said by the state, but you agree that you are guilty of the offense as charged. And or if you enter a plea of NOLO, it means that you're not going to contest the charge and you would like to resolve it through a plea. However, you do believe that there are aspects of it that you don't agree with or that are incorrect, but you do know, you believe, you understand that there may be enough evidence if the state were to take its case to trial that might result in a conviction. So a plea of no contest or NOLO basically means that you're not going to fight the charge. You may not agree with it completely, but you wish to resolve your case with a plea. So in this case, Mr. Starling, do you know which you would like to do?
I'm his son-in-law, ma'am. He's 88.
Yes.
And I'm just on the guilty charge. What would that require?
Okay, you would enter a plea of guilty. We would resolve your case today. For the state, what would be the sentence recommendation for a guilty plea?
The state's recommendation is a $50 fine.
Okay, for the sentence on a guilty plea, it would be a $50 fine. And Mr. Starling, I will need to see you in order to get this done. So you'd have to turn your camera on. And the fine actually would be with the state required surcharges. It would be $73.25. And I would give you 30 days or more if you need it in order for you to pay it. You can also pay online, or you can come down to the courthouse and pay through socially distant means. Excuse me.
And I'll mail it in.
We can take it down there.
Yes, ma'am, I can bring it down there.
Okay.
Guilty.
All right. So by entering a plea of guilty, you give up the right to go to trial and have all of those things that would happen if you were in a trial. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So Mr. Starling, if you could raise your right hand for me. Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you could put your hand down, sir. All right, so sir, you're before the court on following too close. And Ms. Hunt, Muhammad, could you read the particulars of the charge? I don't have the ticket in front of me.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, on July 16, 2020, officers responded to an accident at Rex Road and Highway 42. Mr. Sterling was cited for following too closely. And the state's recommendation is a $50 fine.
All right, so Mr. Starling, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to the offense. I'll sentence you to pay a fine in the amount of $50. Do you need more than 30 days in which to pay that fine, sir?
No, ma'am, I can do it immediately.
Okay, so it'll be $73.25 with the surcharges. You can bring that fine payment to the second floor of the Justice Center building at 9151 Terra Boulevard, and they have it set up for social distancing. Just make sure that you have your mask with you. Or
Yes,
you can go online and make the payment. You would just go online to the Clayton County State Court Clerk's Office, the Clayton County State Court Clerk's Office, and right on the first page where the clerk's picture is, you'll see the information for paying your ticket, paying your citation online. They also have a phone number where you can make a payment by phone. So you have 3 options, sir. Any of those you can do within the next 30 days.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did someone else have some input?
Yes, since Mr. Starling has already paid his fine, he won't have to worry about it.
Okay, so is there any overage?
No, I believe since he was sentenced to the fine, then whatever he already paid will be contributed to that. So he won't have to worry about paying anything else.
All right, so that's perfect, Mr. Starling. It has been resolved. You've already paid, so that will cover the payment, so you don't have to worry about coming in to do anything, okay?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
All right,
ma'am.
you're free to go at this time. Is there
Thank you.
anyone else who needs our assistance? Hello, thank you for helping him.
Okay.
No, that was it, Judge.
All right, so
Don't
thank
worry.
you very much. We will, I guess, be back on at the next session of court, and in case anyone needs to have their traffic fines reviewed. All right, thank you all.
Okay, we'll see y'all at 2 o'clock. Sorry for Tiffany.
Okay, 2 o'clock.